A few months ago I was watching a Linus Tech Tips video where he was showcasing a 32:9 gaming display, stating that it was the best gaming monitor out there. Well, that monitor was the G9 Odyssey from Samsung. And I've got one behind me right now. I've been using this G9 for about 3 weeks now, and I have my firm conclusions that this is, in fact, one of the best gaming displays out there. Let's talk about it. Before we do anything, let me give a warm welcome to everyone who stumbled upon my channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the Odyssey G9 from Samsung, the king of gaming displays. Firstly, if we look at the packaging, it's relatively small compared to the size of the monitor itself. Inside the box we'll find the legs, the stand, a weird VESA mount, some cables, and of course the monitor itself. The G9 is quite a heavy monitor. So heavy in fact that you can't just lift it out from the package. You have to put it together and pull it out while grabbing the handle. Handle being the stand in this case.
Oh boy,
And yes, as I said, it's heavy. At first I didn't want to focus on the looks of the monitor in this review, but it just looks so great. In my opinion, it looks like something that was created by the Aperture Science Laboratory because it's like a portal gun. Basically, it's a white plastic box with shapes drawn onto it, and in my opinion, it's one of the coolest pieces of technology that has ever just been in this studio space. One of the saddest moments while I was setting up this monitor was the realization that the back of the monitor was towards the wall, so I couldn't look at it while using it, and that was rough, I tell you. But if somehow we can move past that, and I hope we can target our attention to the crazy panel that this monitor has got. This is a 5120 by 1440 pixel, 120 Hz QLED panel. The resolution is basically two 1440p monitors taped together side by side. The refresh rate of 120 Hz is amazing at this size, and of course the QLED technology is working as intended, and this is one of the most high-end QLED panels that I think I've ever seen. And this, combined with the 1000 nit peak brightness of the HDR and the 100% coverage of sRGB color space, I mean, this monitor just ticks out all the boxes. It even has a nice selection of ports, being an audio out port, an HDMI, 2 display ports, and a USB link-up port for the 4 USB ports as a USB hub. Of course, it would be reasonable to ask about how cool it was to use, and it was pretty nice. After trying out a bunch of games, I've come to the realization that there were 3 kinds of games. The first kinds of games, like Red Dead Redemption and Tomb Raider, were those sightseeing games when you just control your characters but you have time to look around and admire the huge scenery that was provided by this huge monitor. These kinds of games looked amazing and it was a blast playing it on the G9, so I think if you play these kinds of games, you'll have the most enjoyment out of them. The second kind of games, like GTA 5, were those ones where you mostly look forward, like when shooting or when driving your car, but you still have some time to look around, so it's not that noticeable that you are playing on a 32:9 aspect ratio monitor, but you can still enjoy the extra field of view. I would put Rocket League and the Watch Dogs series in this category as well. The third category were the FPS shooters, when you really didn't have to use this kind of monitor setup, because you don't get anything out of it. You are looking straight forward and you don't get any other information because you just can't look around while running in Battlefield. Not only that, but most FPS games just distort your field of view at the edges of this screen, so it's quite unsatisfying in my opinion. And other games like Valorant just cut it off and you have a 16:9 screen. You can't have more than 16:9 in that game. After all this, I think that regardless of what kind of game you play, it will be enjoyable on this screen. obviously. There is a use case of this monitor that would be fantastic for a number of people, and that's split screen or picture by picture. You can use the built-in menu of the monitor to split the screen into two separate monitors. If you do that, you'll have two 1440p 120Hz 27-inch displays side by side without a bezel between them. Obviously, you can connect both of these displays to the same computer using two cables, or you can use one cable from one computer and a cable from another one. This can help you out so much when you are working on multiple computers at the same time, if you'd like to use your PC and your gaming console at the same time, or you sometimes need two screens for your work. For example, if you'd like to live stream your games, on one side of the screen you can play at 16:9 resolution, and on the other side you can have OBS and your chat and the programs that you're using for streaming. And this setup is just mind-blowing to me, because obviously you have two separate screens at this point, and you could basically buy or purchase two separate screens, but then you won't have the option to just turn off this feature and get back that huge 32:9 aspect resolution. Oh my. I'm just tripping over my words because I can't express myself fast enough. Since we are nearing the end of the video, I'd like to answer the question of who the hell would even buy one of these? As I've said, someone who live streams often would really benefit from this, at least in my opinion. And like people who have money to purchase these kinds of expensive but ridiculously fun tech things like this G9. I mean, it's obviously unnecessary at this point, but it's one of the best displays out there. I really liked using it. I'm quite sad that I have to give it back to Samsung. I couldn't make a deal. I tried, actually. I couldn't make a deal. Maybe next time. Funny enough, I think this is the first product that has the same price in Europe and in the USA as well. I've just checked it on Amazon, and this monitor goes for around $1,600 US. And basically, where I live in Hungary, you can get this monitor for the same price. I think we are getting somewhere. In Hungary, if you look at the average payment of a person, you'd have to work for at least 1.5 or 2 months to be able to purchase this monitor, and then you don't spend on anything else. So yeah, I don't think it's a popular item here. But hey, the pricing is fair for once. I hope this is not the only time that this one happens in this channel's lifetime. So yeah, and I hope this is not the only video that you see from me, because if you subscribe to this channel, you see much more of these reviews. I wanted to articulate myself better, but I'm not even trying at this point. Like it's 3 in the morning. I want to go to sleep, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the subscribe button, press the like button, just ring the bell, share this video with your loved ones, send it into the family group chat, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching again, and I hope I can catch you in the next one. Until then, have a nice day. Sziasztok!